Hello and welcome to this Xbox Live episode 360, Under Siege. This is your one-stop shop for Steven Seagal movies. Under Siege. Best movie ever. I'm one of your hosts, Braun VJ Swick 33. Along with me is Mark Wingman 709
Hello, everybody. What's up?
and Rob, also known as Presar.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
So, have you
Hey,
guys seen?
okay.
Go ahead.
So for episode 360, you tie it into Steven Seagal and not the Xbox 360?
That console's old. We're on Xbox One.
There's only one episode 360.
Yep, and you're ruining it with your connection. I'm just kidding. Sorry, am I still my throat's all got stuff in it? No, I just I picked Under Siege because we're gonna talk a little bit about the Siege demo. But we'll get there in a little bit.
I can sum it up for you.
No, don't. For people that like rants from Mark, I think you're gonna get a full dose today because this man's got a lot of hatred for gaming recently. Is what it sounds like.
But I've been gone for so long. I feel like I haven't been on this show in 3 months. I told the wife today, I was like, I will have my dinner and be done before 7 o'clock because I will be recording tonight because I've been on like once in the last 8 weeks, and she just kind of smiled at me as I'm demanding my dinner at a certain time. I think she was kind of grinning like, yeah, right, buddy. You'll get it when I serve it.
Yeah. And we are online and everything, correct? I just want to make sure. So
we are.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone can hear us, but we're on.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they can hear us. Things are bouncing. Meters are bouncing and jumping. But yes, 360. It'd have been cool if we hit that when we were all on the Xbox 360. But one of our favorite consoles, I imagine. All three of us love that console. But yeah, I picked Under Siege. And I tied it to the movie because that's just funny. And I actually do like that movie. I don't know if you guys like that movie or not, but
That's okay. Yeah, it's
I
good.
used to watch that all the time. But all right. So, what has everybody been playing? And Rob, we're going to start with you,
Okay.
and hopefully you're not lying to me this time with your list.
No, well, I don't think I am.
Here it comes.
So Forza Horizon 2.
Oh, we just lost. Well, hold on. We got your lovely picture there now, but we lost your video feed.
Yeah, for some reason my camera is no longer. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You actually sound good now.
Yeah, for some reason my camera light is no longer on.
All right.
That's pretty sweet. Thanks, Skype.
Yeah. And that slowly messes up everything with the lining. Hold on. So I'm going to do this. And I'm going to...
Did it come back?
Not yet.
Oh,
I'm going to adjust it. I'm going to take your picture off until you come back. But we'll hear your voice. So...
yeah, I'm going to switch to the built-in camera.
Okay, we'll
see how
go
that
ahead
goes.
go ahead and tell you what you've been playing. And then we'll go to Mark and stuff. And when we go there, you can work on that.
All right. So, interesting. Anyway, I'll
So you were playing. Oh, now you're coming back. Oh, look at that.
Well-
You look all nice. And now everything's all messed up again. But I got it fixed. I'm getting good at this. Yeah, there we go. All right, go ahead, Rob. Oh. Okay. Go for it.
okay. All right. All right. So, I've been playing some Forza Horizon 2. I went through and I got that Drive on Every Road achievement,
Oh, jeez.
and surprisingly enough, it only gave you 10 gamers score. I was expecting a little bit more, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Because as you can imagine, it took a long time to drive on all 315 roads. And when I finally got to
Had that done a
300,
year ago.
when I finally got to 314, then I'm sitting there staring at the map going, okay, where is the last part? And it turned out to be a tiny itty bitty part of a highway that just wasn't like fully lit up. And so I had to go back.
You got to go back and get it.
Yeah, I had to drive over that area of the highway again. So that was pretty funky. And I also went through and I played through a whole ton of the championships, and I finally got to the finale. And I had quite the surprise. Mr. Wingman 709 was in my finale race. I haven't seen your Drivatar in forever.
Oh, you're lucky.
No,
My Drivatar sucks. He's a jerk.
your Drivatar doesn't bother me because he's behind me the entire race.
Oh, right. Whatever.
Oh,
Lies.
Face.
but yeah, that last race was pretty crazy. I wound up choosing that. I forgot the name of the Lamborghini, but it's the one that's got the really funky fins on the back of it by the exhaust. And it was one of those, you got it in one of those races that I think you had to hit like 200 miles an hour along the stretch.
Would be like a Diablo.
No, it's I forget what it is. Maybe I'll look it up later, but
Okay.
I spent most of the entire race over 100 miles an hour. And that last race was something like 15, 20 minutes long. So it was quite the race, but it was a good time. So I'm looking forward to catching up to Wing, because you're like, what are you, like level 150, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're really up there. But yeah, the game's a lot of fun. And I also played a little bit of, oh man, Dishonored Definitive Edition. I played some of the DLC. Man, that DLC's hard.
Hmm.
There's one called the Dunwall Trials. That is tough. They've got different like trials for you to do on this DLC. Like you have to sneak around this area, find some clues, and then do a hit on the person that the clues tell you to go after without being seen and such. Man, that is like impossible. Because it's so easy to get seen, and some of these clues are put like right where people can see you.
Yeah.
But I guess it separates the good players from the bad.
Well,
in
by
some ways.
time DLC, usually you're supposed to, you've beaten the game, you've done this, you've done that,
Yeah.
and you're at that point you're a pro.
Absolutely. But yeah, this DLC, the trials themselves were a challenge, and I think that's about it. That was about it for me.
You only lied a little bit about your list. You added one more game on to you.
There's one more.
No, you put Forza Horizon 2 on the list of stuff you've been playing, so I went to you,
Yeah.
and then you had two items.
Yeah. Yes.
Liar.
And now you're, because usually you put one and you rattle off like 9. So
Yeah, that's true.
you're sneaky like that.
Yes, I am. That's sneaky Rob.
Yeah. So I'll go next. So, Destiny, of course. I think I got one character, level 40, 270, something light. And I got one character at 39 and like a quarter. And then my third character's at like 29 or something like that. But I took my Titan from 35 to 39 in about 16 seconds. So with turning in like 15 bounties with using a Red Bull code, double XP. So I just got to get him to 40, but I'm still concentrating on one character. So that's a recommendation. Like, it's okay to get you get your characters up to 40, which is nice, get the story out of the way and everything like that, but then you kind of concentrate on one character and get them to 310 or high 3s, and then you start working on your other characters, because as you get drops and stuff like that, like, oh, I got, I'm wearing an exotic helmet, but I got a purple helmet drop. Well, then you can take that Ingram and transfer it over to the other character and have the other character decrypt it, and then that person will have a purple helmet, which will kind of help you. You can still work on one character, but help filter down some stuff to the lower guys if you have to. So that way, you're not sharing time, because that's the one thing I did like about my other characters is when I had 234s, it just like I just picked any character. It didn't matter. But right now, it's like I have to play my Warlock if I want to play any higher level stuff. But that's cool. And the other thing I played was Rainbow Six, the Siege demo. But I'll save thoughts about that when we talk about it later. So, all right, Mark, you're up.
Hey, it's my turn. Is this thing on?
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, I keep muting because I'm still coughing. So, but I gotta respond to a few things from last week before I jump into this. Couple of things. Number one, I just wanted to say Rob said last week that Dishonored is right up there with Wolfenstein, and that comment alone lets me know Dishonored is not for me. So thanks, Rob, for steering me away from that game.
No problem. Yeah, keep yourself away from a good game. That's fine.
I've never played Wolfenstein, but Dishonored is really good. It is great.
Yes.
And the only reason why I'm playing the first one is because I want to play the second one. After seeing the second one at E3, I was just like, oh my gosh, I have to go play the first so I know what's going on. And I'm not spending too much time doing every little thing. I'm just playing it for the story, and I'm having a blast with it. So
maybe if there's ever a massive drought of gaming, but
because I do want to add that just like Wolfenstein, you actually have to press a button to pick things up.
Oh,
so
forget
we
that,
know
dude.
that that's not for you.
Yeah, we're in the 21st century. Okay, stuff just picks up. Boom. That's one thing they could learn from.
You wouldn't want to pick up everything in
Bungie
and Dishonored. You want the button for Dishonored.
All right. Anyways, I'm skipping it just because he said it's like Wolfenstein. So
all right, gotcha.
I'm passing. Second of all, I thought it was interesting. One of our voicemails last week, they talked about gaming with kids, and the person's like, "Yeah, Rob and Brun, you guys can relate to this," and I was like, "Wait a minute. Brun's got 4 kids. I've got 3 kids. Rob's got 1. I mean, you can't even. So Rob really can't even relate because I really don't count it. If you only have 1 kid, you're really not a parent. It doesn't count. So, but I was just like, wait a minute, what happened to me?
Yeah. Hey, when I heard that, I'm sitting there going,
Chopped liver.
I was like, he left Wing out, but I don't know if it's maybe you don't mention him. Maybe when he was listening to the show, and I don't know. But then if you really think about it, it's funny because I'm I think the youngest one on the show, and I have the widest range of ages and kids.
Yeah,
mine stretch from 19 to 4. So, Rob disappeared again. But right. Go ahead, Mark. Continue.
So and then trying to remember what the third one brings me to my first game. So, Brun, you mentioned that I was playing Destiny, and you didn't want to speak for me. So you said, when Mark gets back, we'll let him talk about Destiny. And all I can say is this game blows, dude. It sucks. It's a big piece of junk, and I think I probably got about 200 hours into it now. Dude, this game, all I can say is this. I keep coughing. When the game first came out, I did play through it, and I enjoyed it, even though there was a lot of things I didn't care for, and I had no idea what I was doing, the story and all that, But, and I went away from it. I had a lot of hours into it. According to Xbox, I've got over 100 hours, and I'm like, how can I have that much time in this game? I've not said, this has been one I've kind of been like, I don't really like it. There was things I liked. I did play a lot, but I did not believe I had over 100 hours in the game. I tried since they did the Destiny 2.0 or whatever they've called this new update, and with the Taken King, and I can say this, I play this every day now. The changes they have made have so improved this game that I'm actually enjoying it. I'm actually enjoying it now. So I play every day. I got on tonight before the show because I'm like, I got to go get my bounties. I at least have to go to the tower to get my bounties because I completed all of them yesterday. So, and I didn't want to lose out on them.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. He was playing up to like 10 seconds. But I'm like, okay, I'm pressing play now. we gotta go.
I'm like, quick, I got to go back to the tower first. Hold on.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that you're playing it a lot more and you're enjoying it to a point, because the first Destiny 1.0 was like a grind. You know, the grind was real with 1.0.
Yes, and that was my biggest complaint on the game.
Right, and
More so than the lack of a story and all that, because I still feel there's no story.
Oh, no, there's no story. Yeah, no story in it. But they took away what makes you feel like a grind, and they just give you a bunch of stuff to do, which is like a masked grind, if you want to put it that way. I mean, it's still a grind, but you feel like you're going and doing things, and they put a little more on, you know, the strikes, and I think they open up the drops a little bit more to make you feel like you're accomplishing something, and I think that's what's making it what makes it feel a little bit better. But I want to ask you, Mark, because I kind of feel this way. I feel like there's so much stuff to do now. It's just too much. It's like if I'm not playing for 15 hours a day, I can't get everything done. So I feel like I'm overwhelmed now. Like, do I run strikes? Do I run the daily? Do I go do this thing 15 times to try to get a chance to get this exotic? Do I jump over here? Should I do the raid? Should I do this? Should I do that? And it's just like, I only have an hour to play. If you have an hour to play, you might as well not even play. That's the way I feel.
It's hard to play this game for 1 hour.
Right.
It is. And I find myself playing this a lot lately, which just, again, it really surprises me how much I've gotten back into this game, and I really enjoy it now. To me, this is kind of probably what Destiny should have been out the gate. I kind of think of this. Now, I loved Titanfall when it came out. Absolutely love that game. And I think it's fantastic. And I really liked the caller who's talked about that being their favorite memory. But the changes they made to Titanfall, like Titanfall today is very different than what it was the day it launched. And it's so much better now. I mean, it was awesome then. It's even better now. And that's kind of what I feel like Destiny. It's like Destiny now is finally the game it should have been. You know, and the biggest thing for me is they removed a lot of the grinding. Now tonight, I even told you, Brad, I got to go get Spirit Bloom because I can't upgrade a weapon. But I don't have to spend 18 hours gathering Spirit Bloom. I had everything I needed in just a couple, 10 minutes on that planet. But while I was getting it, I also knocked out a bounty for doing patrols. I knocked out another bounty for killing Hive or whatnot. I didn't say Cortana. Why is Cortana listening to me? All of a sudden, it popped up, and she's like, I can see all the words I'm saying on Cortana's little thing. I'm like, I didn't say anything. So maybe she responds to the Xbox word, but yeah, it's just, I'm really enjoying it now. And the fact that there's so much to do, it is overwhelming. I actually, like I was talking to you tonight, I'm like, Braun, I got this thing. It says, get these Hadium Flakes. I've got 54 Hadium Flakes. I've got 145 Motes of Light. Why won't this mission tell me, what to do or how much I need? And Braun's like, you only need 25. I'm like, well, then what do I do? He's like, go back to the Crucible guy that gave you the mission. Nothing told me that. Not the Crucible guy never appeared as, hey, you need to come talk to me. It never went to the next step in the mission saying you need to go talk to this guy. Like all the other ones, like when you complete something, it pops up and says, go see someone or go talk to so-and-so in the tower. So that's a little frustrating, and it makes me wonder, like all these other quests, are they kind of broken too? Because I've got some that aren't tracking what I'm doing.
There's some that are broken. Definitely when you're doing the Sunsinger and Void quests, which I know you're doing, but that's the first part. Part number 8 broke to me. Like it didn't tell me to go. Like you couldn't turn it in. You had to you had to land on the tower, unmark it, mark it as follow, go to orbit, go somewhere, get a couple points, and then that would tell it to go check in. And you had to do it for both of them. It was kind of crazy, but yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I saw a question: is Destiny worth getting? From our and if you want a game that is to spend a lot of time in, and you like shooters and you like RPG or MMOs, I'd say yeah, it is. At this point, I could say yeah. I'm having a blast with it, and I'm so glad because it really turned this game around for me. This definitely, because before, I mean, I was like, I'm not buying the Taken King. I'm not doing this. I'm not giving them any more money. Screw Bungie. I hate you. And now it's like, woohoo, this thing's awesome. So they really made some good changes, and I'm glad that they did. And my words of wisdom, if you will, or lack of, to Bungie is listen to the community. Stop being. That's right. We're a family show. Stop being such divas. Get off your high horse and listen to the community. Because Microsoft's doing it. We're getting great stuff, and people are loving what Microsoft's doing with the Xbox One. Stop being so paranoid about, oh, you can't do this, or we're going to take away this loot cave or whatever. I mean, really, you're really worried about when you got a game that requires you to farm for 200 hours to get a stupid green freaking pistol? Come on, that's the way it used to be. You couldn't get any, They finally fixed all that, but it's like they were being divas and stuff about it, and it's like, you can't play our game that way. That's not what we wanted.
Well, they're still that way when it comes to like, oh, the best weapon that everybody's hunting for is the Gjallarhorn. Well, we're gonna make it pointless now.
Well, yeah, like we're gonna give it to Zur. We're gonna charge you for it, and then the next week we're gonna nerf it. Yeah, I mean they still have issues with that. However, I think they're, and that's why I'm saying listen to your customers. If you want us to stick around, they did some good changes, and I like what they've done. But the whole killing off the legendary and exotics, and now it's like, oh, this green pistol is better than my exotic pistol. That still doesn't make sense to me. I still think there's a better way they could have done it. But anyways, that's enough on Destiny. I'm really enjoying it. So, all right.
Infuse. Oh, real quick. I know, because every podcast talk about Destiny, and we try not to talk about that much, but I want to say one thing. If you did the special daily strike where you got the spoils, whatever, basically like the sniper rifle 2.0. If you did that special mission and you got it, what was dropped was a 310 level sniper rifle. Well, no exotics drop at 310, and that was a bug. So what they're going to do is they're going to go in and fix it. So your 310 sniper rifle that you have is going to turn into a 290 sniper rifle, just to let everybody know. So when you go in there, you're like, hey, I got a 310. Oh, wait, it's a 290. They are going to go and fix that. So the suggestion is you take your 310. Black Spindle, thank you. I was trying to think of the previous year's one. And,
was it the Black Widow?
Black Hammer. Yeah, the Black Spindle is the Black Hammer 2.0. But if you take your 310 Black Spindle, infuse it to something else to get your, whatever weapon, like say it's a 290, you can get up to 300. Then you can go and purchase that Black Spindle from the, from wherever the little thing is where all your exotics unlock, like the blueprints and stuff. But if you hold on to that 310, it's going to turn into a 290. So you might as well infuse it or lose it, is what I've heard them say. So just a heads up on that. I never got it because I was only like a 254 when that thing rolled around, but it'll come back around. I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah.
But
what
else you been playing? Yep.
All right, so I also played Rainbow Six Siege demo. I have played some Plague Incorporated, and I'm happy to say that my bacterial virus titled Death to All completely annihilated out every human being in the world. That was awesome. I killed everybody off. It's kind of satisfying. I don't know if that's a good thing. And also played some Forza 6. So got to keep that Drivatar going for me.
Yeah, I love Plague. It's such a fun. I like it because it's just such a quick and fun little game. But it's really weird because, I'll make viruses and give them funny names and they can't kill off the world. But every time I do like Sony or PS3 or PS4, every single time it kills the entire world. I don't know why. It's really weird. But okay.
Yeah, I did. The first one I did was like Wings virus or something, and I only killed like 6 billion people or something. I don't know. I didn't kill. But then I did Death to All, and I wiped out everyone. So I was like, ooh.
I did Vita once, and it didn't kill It didn't kill everybody. It didn't hardly kill anybody because nobody bought it to catch it. Get it? No, I'm just kidding.
Vita.
Oh,
Zing! Yeah. I like the Vita. I was kidding. All right.
Shazam!
All right. Cool. Is that it?
Yeah, I think that's
All
it.
right. Cool. Well, on to the next thing. I already did what we've been playing. Patreon.com/This Xbox Life. If you would like to become a patron of the show, it helps us out with stuff and giveaways and things like that now. We had a successful Patreon when it comes to buying our audio equipment. We really appreciate it. It was very helpful. Also, some tips helped out on that, and that is twitchalerts.com/donate/This Xbox Life. So roundtable, we had a quick turnaround on shows because we moved from Wednesdays to Sundays, and it's nice to see it seems like we have more people showing up on Sunday, which is really nice,
including the hosts.
Yeah, including the hosts. Yeah, exactly. Welcome, Wing. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
And it's funny because I was talking to my wife. She's like, I like it when you do it on Sundays better because I'm already awake. I already stay up this late on Sundays because the whole weekend thing, and then having it in the middle of the week is kind of rough, but that's all right. So we have some topics, some news things, quick hitters that we've learned or heard about from basically Thursday and Friday. And then we have our Siege demo talk, which most people should have probably been playing it this weekend. So we'll chat about that. So first up is the system update for the 360. Were you guys aware that? Well, I know we're all aware, but I think it's pretty cool that we're still up. There's still Microsoft's still working and updating on a 360. But what was the big thing on there, Mark?
Sorry about that. Yeah, the biggest thing was they've added 2 gig of cloud storage, and basically, I think this is all more. We've got all these games now that are going to be backwards compatible. So, like Mass Effect is one that you can play on your Xbox One. So you're going to kind of want to start moving your game saves to the cloud. That way, you will be able to resume that saved game if you want to play it on your Xbox One. So I think that's really what this is about. 2 gig of storage should be pretty good. There's a new terms of use. You can redeem codes from messages. They've added an activity feed, and you can see what your friends are doing. They've added the you can access your movies and TV collection from Microsoft Movies and TV, so it's not Xbox Video anymore. It's renamed it. And then the music is now called Groove, which is we've seen that on the Xbox One. And now you can see your money. You can see your actual Microsoft account balance will now be shown. But the real big thing there is a 2 gig of cloud storage. So if you still have a 360 and want to, maybe plan to get Xbox One, get those game saves put to the cloud so you can play them on either platform. So it's kind of pretty much it.
Cool. Did you see, and it's something that I'm reading here, did you see about the whole Call of Duty? Talking about people doing the complete opposite for the previous consoles?
No.
Oh, they're the Black Ops 3, that's the newest Call of Duty coming, correct? Will not have a campaign on the 360 and PS3.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
It'll be online only. So, one thing has been, the new console's been out for 2 years now, okay? It's nice enough, I think, of them to put out the multiplayer, which is probably 90% of what people play Call of Duty for. There are a lot of people that play story, I know that, but I don't think it's as much as people do for the multiplayer. So they are getting that, at least. I don't know what the cost is, but the thought is that they're still going to charge full price for it. I'm not sure. That'd be kind of crazy if they did. But our consoles have been out for 2 years now. If I think it's time, you can't expect a developer to constantly bring out for the older consoles. So it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I can see some people how they might be a little bummed, but I can't blame them. I think they're trying as hard as they can to give as much as they can. Do you guys kind of agree with that, or do you guys are just like either not all or nothing, or?
I don't know. What do you think, Rob?
Yeah, I think they're trying, which is good.
Good.
We benefit, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just I don't want to sound like, oh, look, you're horrible for doing that. But then, because my thing is like, well, get a new console. It's 2 years now, you know. And but I know not everybody can afford new consoles all the time. You know, right out of the bat. So, right off the bat.
I just feel sorry for those people that aren't paying attention to shows like us or reading gaming news that are, you know, not everybody has upgraded. Not everybody's, you know, gone to the one. So I think you're going to see a lot of Call of Duty people that are going to buy this game and then not realize there's no campaign. Now, I know campaign's not the number one thing that people do, but still, I think that's going to be a shock to people, and that could come back to bite them. And I really don't understand why you couldn't put a campaign in. I know they try to make it sound like, well, we're trying to do all these other things. Well, then, you know, you should be able to bump the visuals down to, you know, to bring in other people. But the thing is, some of the stuff I read that they were trying that they can't do, I'm like, Gears of War 3 did it like 6 years ago. You know,
it's 4-person co-op and stuff like that.
Yeah,
right?
it's like, oh, you know, we're gonna have 4-player co-op in the campaign, and we really can't put that on the 360. And I'm just thinking, so many games already have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it doesn't. So I'm not necessarily buying into their story. I think they're just making up an excuse so they don't have to develop anymore on the 360.
No, good point.
So.
That is a good point. But they do have such a fast turnaround. So
Well, it's 3 different developers, so each developer gets, you know, multiple years underneath it to work on them. So it's not like one developer churning them out every year. Yeah. So
and it is going to be $20 cheaper, as it sounds like. So be $39 instead of $59.
Well, that's good news. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That I'm glad they're not charging you full price and not giving you the campaigns. So.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Next thing online is EA Access is including Battlefield Hardline. So if you haven't played that game or do not have it, don't go buy it right now. It is coming with EA Access if you have EA Access, and if you don't, that is something you should definitely go get. I've benefited out of that so much, but I actually own Hardline. The only thing I don't like about when they stick things in the vault is they don't include the DLC. That's the only thing that kind of gets me. But I did see where the DLC was on sale for like $5 or something.
But Braun, I mean, if you're paying like me, I paid $30 for a year of EA Access.
Mm-hmm.
And if I hadn't bought Battlefield Hardline, I get the game for free.
Oh yeah.
I mean, is there? You know, I don't have a problem if I really like the game. I'll pay for the DLC.
True.
It's still, you know, it's still an incredible value. So I don't have a problem with that. Doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah, and Battlefield or Hardline actually does thrive pretty well on the console. It is like dead on the PC, but it does very well on the console. So, and I like it. I have fun with it. It's just, you know, not very many people in the community play it that I've been able to hook up with and play. But, you know, with it coming out on EA Access, you know, that's even better. So more people will have it at their fingertips. So, very cool. 5 new Xbox One bundles will be announced next week. And now, when we say bundles, it's just console and game bundle, or are we saying like special console bundles?
I bet it's 5 different. I bet what it is it's 5 console bundles that are already out. It's just going to have the physical copy of the game, so that GameStop will sell it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good point. Yeah, we talked about that last week.
That would be lame.
Exactly. Yeah. Referring to your conversation from last episode.
Yeah. All right.
Have you guys noticed if you go to Xbox.com and look, they've got no, stop listening. my Xbox is trying to go to it. They've got a story. You know, it's like a of this. It's like one of the big banner pages that comes across the front, and Monday, September 28th. So they're all coming. They're going to be announced tomorrow. It says, which will you choose? But if you go down and you look at, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 bundles already available right now, and they're going to add 5 more.
It's a lot.
Did you guys notice, if you look at that, there's only one that includes Kinect, and that's the original. The Kinect is not offered with any other bundle.
I did not notice that.
And if they release 5 more tomorrow that have no Kinect, I really think it's officially dead.
Oh,
And
I think it's
it's-
dead now.
Well, I already do, and they claim they're going to keep working, but I think tomorrow really will prove the future of Kinect. If they put 5 more out and there's no Kinect bundle, I think that really be the official nail in the coffin, which really stinks. And I don't care about it for games. I love it though for being able to talk. And I all the time I'm like mute or change channel or volume down or take a screenshot, record that. All those I do with my voice. And if I buy another one for my house, I would not buy it without that Kinect.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it's like I feel like I gotta have that now. And
Right.
but looking at their page, I think it's officially dead, despite what they're gonna claim. So we'll see. I'm gonna be curious to see what new stuff it comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean,
I really
okay.
think it has to do with the price point, because they've basically seen that when they disconnect the Kinect from the console in the bundles, that they sell a lot more, just to bring that price point down. And I really see the Kinect in the future just being an add-on accessory. It's no longer going to be bundled in there just to keep that price down.
Yeah, and my thing is that if they remove it, they hopefully will still have some way to do that stuff. Like either it be just through your headset microphone, you can talk to it, or if they put a built-in microphone into the console. But I mean, or they dumb
Build it
down.
into controller.
Well, yeah, you could do
Yeah.
that too. But they could also just dumb down the Kinect. So that they can dumb it down to be, not as high tech or whatever, I guess, or not even call it the Kinect, just be a camera / microphone, if you want to say that. But because I still see there's benefit of it now, as far as gaming wise, I don't see any benefit for it, gaming wise. So I just see it as a utility or another, piece of hardware to it.
Right. There's no I don't use it in gaming at all. And there's like no Kinect games anyways. And even on the 360 I didn't play the Kinect games,
I
but
didn't either. Yeah.
it's I like it outside of gaming.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it outside of gaming. It's just so nice just to have that available, and it would drive me nuts now not to have it. It really would, but so anyways.
So you're probably few and far in between then, because you see the benefits of it. The majority of the people don't,
Yeah.
which
Well,
stinks.
Yeah, but I know it comes down to money. You got to pay for the
Yeah.
hardware. The PS4, is cheaper, and Microsoft has to compete against that. They're,
Yeah.
so they have to offer cheaper options.
That's not
And-
cheaper now. Are you talking with the ours with Kinect?
Well, with Kinect against the PS4, which does not have that $100 piece of technology
Right.
attached
Well,
to it.
but then,
It is an option on their platform.
which is
that
what
you
ours
pay-
is now.
It is now, right?
Yeah. So,
But I think because there's so many bundles that don't include it, there's just one that has it. I really feel that it's gone. And even when even the last couple of EAs, they had to come out and say, "Oh no, we are going to continue to support it." When you're having to say that, no, I think that's just a line to try to make your first day adopters not feel bad and not throw a big hissy fit on the internet. So
I mean, because the Kinect is how much on its own?
Isn't it
like
150?
$80 I thought, or that's the old one.
Yeah. I would say that you get that down to $100 as an optional buy-in, because the PS4 is what, $399,
It's $140 on Amazon.
Okay.
The Xbox One sensor.
but the PS4 is $399, right? Or did they get it down to $349? Because ours is $349, and then you pay $150 for that. But for the PS4, if they're at $399, and you have to put, there's a $79, I think, for the PlayStation camera or eye or whatever it is, ours turns out to be like $20 cheaper or something. I mean, $20 more, or so, things like that. But,
Yeah, I'm seeing I'm at $400, $399
Yeah.
on for PS4s with Last of Us.
yeah. So we're $50 cheaper, and $150 for our camera, which is far superior than their camera, and because of the functionality that you gained, and but yeah, I mean it all comes down. Oh, sidetrack. Sorry. So the PlayStation VR, I heard it's going to be priced almost at a console level, like $200-300 for the PlayStation VR, their VR headset. People are starting to lose their mind about that already. Because the one thing is they're talking about like, oh yeah, you got to buy the VR headset, you got to buy a console, and then in some games you have to buy the PlayStation Move, which then means you need to have the PlayStation Eye or the PlayStation camera. So you have to have like all of those things purchased and hooked up to your PlayStation for some things to actually work or to be able to play some games. So people are curious on, what that's going to be. But all right, 5 bundles tomorrow. We'll find out what they are. We'll talk about them in the Facebook and laugh at them if they are the GameStop things.
Yeah.
I'm hoping some of them have 2 games in them. Maybe some of the launch titles like Rise and something else coming for the holiday.
Well, we know we already have a Halo 5 edition. We've already got the Forza 6 edition.
We need a Tomb Raider
got the
edition.
Madden, got the FIFA.
Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I would expect a Tomb Raider edition, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's white, like the Sunset Overdrive edition was last year.
Tomb Raider one to be white?
Yeah, it could be.
Oh.
She does some stuff in the snow. The white one, the Arctic White, actually went over very well last year. And we currently don't have a white console, so I wouldn't be surprised to see one of them come out and be white. But I think Tomb Raider. But really, what else would there be? What else? There's no really other big games. So there's got to be stuff like, including 2 games, maybe one that's for Tomb Raider. We don't really have any other big title games coming out that are console specific that I can think of at the moment. But yeah, we'll see tomorrow. We'll find out.
Because on the 360,
Fallout, that's a good one. Fallout 4.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that's not the Maddens aren't console specific either, or FIFA, but I don't know. Yeah. They could include, I suppose, Fallout.
Didn't some of the old 360 bundles include like 3 games, 2-3 games?
Some of them, yeah. During holiday.
Yeah, maybe they'll do one of those like
Star Wars
bundles.
bundle. Ooh.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah, that might be pretty cool. Yeah, that could be because we do have 2 EA bundles with FIFA and Madden. Maybe they're going to do something again with the Battlefront.
Yeah.
So
maybe we'll do something. I mean, I know the PlayStation has a Darth Vader looking one, but I tell you, we should come out with just an all black Xbox One and bundle the game with it. Sure.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd want to do an all black Xbox One.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Funny, Brun.
Yeah. So, next one here. 343 is already working on Halo 6.
Yeah, get your pre-orders in now.
So, I would assume they probably would be. I mean, they've probably been working on Halo 5 for 3-4 years. I'd probably assume.
What I thought was interesting is that they've got the 10-year. I guess they have 10 years of plans in the works for the Halo franchise.
Oh, that's right.
And according to the story, they're already working on Halo 6. I mean, Halo 5 is not even out yet. So I thought that was pretty good. It shows that they're really throwing their weight behind the Halo franchise and are going to, they're already planning to move forward. So that's good, I think.
Yeah, I mean, and this 5, 6, and 7 are the next trilogy, or was it 4, 5, and 6 is the next trilogy? 5, 6, and 7 were the next 3. I thought. So, I mean, that could.
Yeah, because this is the first one from 343.
Yeah. So, well, Halo 4 was from 343.
Wait, was it?
Yeah. Yep. But it wasn't. But that one, I don't think was. Yeah, maybe 4. I can't remember. See, now I'm a little mixed up. If it's 4, 5, and 6, or 4 just came out and then they announced that they were making 3 more. I can't remember exactly. 4, 5, and 6 are the next trilogy.
Well, regardless, they're going to
Yeah.
be making Halo games for the next 10 years, and
Yep.
I mean they're not developing the game yet, but they're working on writing, they're working on the story, and was it Bonnie Ra? No, Frank O'Connor said that that's a luxury. They've never been in a position to do that before, so they already know what's going to happen. So it's not like, okay, we did Halo 5, now what? They already know what the next story is, and they've got it kind of sketched out. They already got plans, and I think that's good. It's not like, okay, well, we ended this one this way, now what? How are we going to get out of that, or how are we going to, they already have it ready to go, and I like that. I hate when a game ends and then it's like, oh, well, that was popular. Okay, well, we got to figure out now what to do
Right.
going forward. According to Dark Christoph, 4, 5, and 6 are the trilogy called the Reclaimer trilogy.
Yeah.
So,
Or the Reclaimer saga instead of a trilogy.
potato.
Yeah, but with the books and stuff, I mean, you got like the Cryptum series, and I mean, you got all these different book series in different parts of the world, and things like that. So, who knows? I'll play them. I'm hooked.
So.
So, but all right. So the beta, we mentioned Star Wars real quick, and it's got a beta coming. And last week we talked all about betas and stuff. Is this open?
Or beta.
Or beta.
It's a beta.
Is this open or closed?
Open.
Okay, open beta.
Open to all.
Thank goodness, because then we don't have to deal with what I was yelling. Oh, what we were yelling about last week. That I have to apologize to Ubisoft for sending the code to my beta 2 days after I told them, "What are you waiting on?" I got that. And I'm like, oh man, now I gotta say I'm sorry on the podcast. But yeah, so I got it, and I was just like, imagine that. Maybe they heard me. They listen to the show. That's why
They do.
Yeah, they're like,
Why
oh,
wouldn't
we haven't
they?
gotten Brun's code. Here it is. So, but this one being open is really nice. I've been waiting for this one to find out exactly what I want to do as far as purchase wise. But when is it? When's it start?
October 8th through the 12th.
Okay.
My only concern with it being open to Xbox One and Windows PC gamers, do you know how many people are going to be trying to pull that beta down and playing it just in a couple of days?
Good.
And this is EA. They don't have a good track record.
I think you know what? That's why I'm
Ever.
glad it's open as well. Everybody and their brother should be playing that. And I'll play it on both. I'll play it on PC and on
No,
Xbox
but I'm
One.
thinking, are we even going to be? Is anybody even going to be able to get in to play it? Are we even going to be able to download the thing? It's Star Wars. They're giving us what 4 days to download and install and play this game. So just even if you had it, just getting in and playing is always an interesting thing. Trying to connect with their servers and stuff. Plus, it's a beta. Plus, it's Star Wars and open to everybody. I foresee this taking a week just to download it.
Right.
And then by the time you get it downloaded, you'll click on it and you're like, we're sorry, the beta is now closed.
Yeah. Well,
Would you
hopefully
like to pre-order?
hopefully they'll let you pre-download for the beta or whatever.
Well, Siege didn't. So.
I know. Well, maybe on their servers they have a ludicrous speed button. You guys remember ludicrous speed?
But
from
what's cool
Yeah.
is
Spaceballs.
Yep.
and they do
gone.
have the beta's going to include 3 missions. So on 3 of the iconic Star Wars planets. So you got the Walker Assault on Hoth, which is going to be a 40-player battle with the AT-AT Walkers against a fleet of Rebel Y-Wings. There's going to be Drop Zone on Sullust in an 8-on-8 battle for control as you rush to take possession of crashing escape pods. And then the last one is a survival mission on Tatooine, which allows you to play solo or co-op via split screen as you fight waves of Imperial units, including the ATSTs, TIE Fighters, and Elite Stormtroopers. Now, this is cool. I like that they got the survival mission, but I notice it says solo or co-op via split screen. I'm hoping the retail game would allow you to do survival missions co-op online.
Right.
I hope that's not limited to by yourself or couch co-op. I hope that's not a limit. I hope that's just a beta limit. But anyways, the game's coming out November 17th. But look for the option to play it October 8th through the 12th. I will definitely give it a try.
Yep. Oh, me too. Because I was excited to start the Siege beta, which we're going to talk about right now, and then also that beta, so I can kind of make a determination or an idea of what I want to purchase. Because it looks like I'm probably only going to grab one of them at this point. And I talked to somebody who's played both of them already. And I was like, hey, if you could only buy one, would you buy Siege or Battlefront? And he's like, Battlefront, no question, absolutely. Wouldn't even have to ask me twice. And I was like, okay. So, high hopes for that one there. So, but, all right. So, Siege demo. Rob, did you play the demo?
I did not know.
Oh, boy, Rob.
Man, what do you bring into the show tonight, Rob?
Oh, boy.
I should leave more often because I like hearing from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're here, Mark, he just shuts down.
I know.
I'm intimidated by your gamingness.
So. All right, Mark, we've had a chance to play, you and I. We've actually played together. So I think we both had experiences playing without friends, with randoms, and I think we had experiences playing with friends. So, with that in mind, I kind of have two different answers on what I thought about the beta or the game. I don't know if you're going to wrap yours together. I'll let you talk, but I'll let you go first.
Oh boy.
So
okay, well, I know why you're doing that.
Why? So I can make you look like the bad guy?
So you can defend it.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So here's my thoughts on the Rainbow Six Siege beta. And let me make the statement up front. I get that it's a beta. I know what that means. I understand it. So don't be shooting me emails saying, no, you're stupid, Wing. It's a freaking beta. What do you expect, though? I get it. So here's my point. This game was originally supposed to come out here like within 4 weeks. Okay? This beta is, to me, in my opinion, not your typical beta. It should be pretty darn close to gold. So my first thought was this game does not look very good. And I'm like, okay, well, it could be because it's beta. And I don't know, this could be like a 6-month-old beta. I mean, we really don't know at what point the real game itself is in and what they're giving us to look at. Because when they're testing code for network and how things are working, they don't really care about, as long as that network code is accurate and current, that's what they care about. But the thing is if the visuals and stuff are lagging or they have textures missing, then it's not a true beta. It's not a true test of how it's going to respond. When you have more resources hammering your box, it is going to impact the netcode. So I still don't, think that, oh, it doesn't matter. It does matter. But I really not impressed with the overall look of this game so far. I was actually disappointed. I expected it to be better. And I don't know how to really say what's wrong. It's just when I look at it, I'm like, this just doesn't look next generation. It just doesn't. And I know it's, again, maybe the final game will have that. And I know they're delaying for polish. And maybe that's the same response that others got. It's like this game just doesn't look next gen. It doesn't, to me, doesn't even look as nice as Rainbow Six Vegas 2 did. So anyways, it doesn't look very good. So the first thing I did was played Siege, and one of the problems with betas is they don't give you any kind of tutorial, so you really don't know what you're doing. And I mean, I had the idea of what I was supposed to do, but again, there's gadgets, and you're like, okay, which button hits what? And so you got to spend some time looking at the screen. Okay, that says an RB, but I don't know what the little emblem beneath it is. Let me hit it. Oh, that flashbanged myself. Okay, so I know RB is flashbangs. But so outside of it looking weird, the controls are very choppy. It's not like, no matter what, it's not smooth. It's like the character doesn't. It's like I'm not running smoothly. I can't move smoothly like what I would like from, say, Call of Duty. To me, it feels more Battlefield like, and it's not anything. It's Battlefield. I think Call of Duty is a very fast paced, smooth running. When Battlefield tends to be a little bit more like, I feel like the characters are a little heavier, and you can't move as quickly, and I feel that's kind of what this is. But it's like it should be more Call of Duty, but it's more Battlefield at this point, just in character movement, and I think that's an issue because I don't expect it to move that way, especially from previous Rainbow Six games. If there's a way to lean in this game, I haven't figured it out. That's missing. I really liked the lean option from previous games, and I
cover.
really, huh?
No cover at all. No cover system whatsoever. I mean, and Rainbow,
That's true. I guess
Vegas and Vegas 2, you know, when we were playing with Nighthawk. He's like, yeah, there's no cover system. There's no way to put your back up against the wall like we could and kind of shoot around the corner or pop out around the corner. That's just not there. And I don't know how you can have to strategize something or to clear room or anything like that where you can't peek. The only way to peek around the corner is to walk in the door and turn left. I mean,
yeah, and it's like you can't. Yeah, it's like, so I'm standing there, got the gun out, and I'm like, I blast a hole through the reinforcements. And then another thing is, it is so dark, like in these rooms. Mm-hmm. So you blast a hole, there's an enemy standing there. It's like, why is he there? I just blew a hole through it, and he shoots you, and you never saw him.
Right.
It's like, and it's like you're trying to get in the room, and you can't see anything. Now, I get that might be realistic in a real world situation if you're outside and it's really bright and sunny out and you're going into a boarded up building. Obviously, it's going to be very dark in there. But when you can't lean and all you have to do is go, hey, here's my whole body. Is there anybody there? Oh, quick, you got to jump back. You can't. It's like you can't see in there. And it kind of negates the whole point of playing a game. We're still trying to have fun and play a game. And when you've got that type of challenge, and they take away the tools that you had before to be able to do something like that, it's not fun. It's just like, this isn't fun at all. We're in 2015. We don't run around and go boom, boom, boom. I'm standing up tall in front of everybody. Yeah, you can go prone, but that's not the point. I want to peek around the corner. Even if you're prone, or even crouched, you're still going to have to stick your whole body out in the open doorway. Again, maybe that stuff will come later, but that stuff, that's control movements. That should be in the beta. So I really don't think that there's any cover system in this game at all. I would be shocked if they say, oh, yeah, it's there. Then where is it in the beta? I mean, why is it not there? That should be integral, basic, character movement. I wouldn't see that as something you tack on later, but okay. So another thing which seems weird to me, it's like, and Brad, I'm curious what your thoughts are. Okay. My gun takes up like 75% of my screen. It seems so large. It's just like, there's something about it again. And it, I don't know. Do you feel that, like the character or the way the camera is or the size of the gun, it's just like it takes up too much real estate?
I didn't notice. I'm actually have to go play again and pay attention to it now.
It seems like it's too large.
Depends which character and what gun you had as well, I think.
Okay.
Because I had a smaller, regular, assault rifle. Like if you had like an M60 or something like that.
No, I wasn't. No, I had just small little assault rifles as well. And it just, I don't know. There was something about it that it's like, goodness. I'm like, man, that thing's, it's like just, it's right there in your face. Right. It seems like it should be like the camera needs to come back just a little bit more or shrink down so you can see more of the terrain. And I, with some randoms, one of the guys was complaining that he's like, is anyone else having a problem that when you go to iron sights, it completely blocks your view?
I have that problem.
Yes.
With iron sights, yeah.
Yeah, and granted,
it's iron sights.
Again, with real life and with iron sights, it does limit your sight. But again, it shouldn't be this big giant block taking up most of the real estate on the screen. And maybe if they pulled out or they kind of readjusted the size of everything, it might not be as bad. But I hope they're not going, well, for the sake of realistic, weapons and stuff. And it's like, it's a game.
Yeah.
I like realistic stuff, but I also don't want to lose the fun value in the gameplay. And again, these could just be, it's a beta. I get it. It's just, it wasn't fun. So then I tried. Terrorist Hunt became available the next day. So I'm like, ooh, and I didn't care about Siege. I have no interest in this 5v5. I found it very boring. I found it just not fun. I found Siege mode not fun. So Terrorist Hunt came out. I'm a huge fan of that. From the previous games, Brun and I, oh my gosh, I don't know how many hours you and I have put into that.
A lot.
We used to play it on realistic. We played over and over. We just loved it. So I was looking forward to it. I hit Brun up right away. What was that? Friday night, I think. I said, Brun, Terrorist Hunt's out. You want to play? And he's like, oh, we'll play tomorrow. So we did hook up on Saturday and played. Before he got on, I got in and played a couple. I was playing a match with randoms. I just went for the normal. There's normal, hard, and realistic modes. So I just played the normal, the easy, whatever. And the first round I played, it went so fast that the game ended and I didn't see a single terrorist.
Yeah, you gotta skip normal. If you want my recommendation, I did the same thing. I played normal. You gotta skip normal and go straight to hard, because with normal, and the same thing with Siege, it's like lone wolf free for all. It's Call of Duty. That's the way I feel. The way it is. It's.
I'm like,
ready, set, go, and everybody's just running.
Slow.
Yeah,
Terrorist Hunt should be slow. You should work at it. It should be, and that's why I'm like, okay, I'm going to hard.
Yep.
So I went to hard, got with another group of people, and these guys were actually talking. It turned out one of the guys actually was here in the Valley, in the Phoenix area. So we were talking. I was like, hey, I'm just down the street. But they were talking, and they were going a little bit more controlled, a little slower. We didn't win every mission. Some we did. But again, I was having a hard time. Like, I'd come around a corner, and all of a sudden, boom, like a terrorist AI would blow himself up. I was like, what the heck just happened?
Yeah, that happened to me.
And it's like, oh, yeah, there's bombers in this game. It's like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, there's not even... And I don't know if I just didn't hear it, or I didn't get the cue, or I didn't hear the cue, because I didn't hear anything. I just all of a sudden was dead, and I'm like, I have no idea what happened, and that happened several times. All of a sudden I was dead. And like the kill cams show you nothing. It's like, okay, that doesn't tell me what happened. And I've saw several kill cams where you're staring at a wall. The final cam of the game often is not even on the guy that actually got the last kill. I'm like, well, what is this? It's some guy sitting in a hallway. That wasn't the final kill. So why am I looking at that as the final shot? It made no sense.
No.
But so there was a lot of that stuff, and I really didn't like that. Then, Brun came on, and a bunch of your buddies, and you invited me in, and of course I came in. I'm like, this game sucks. It blows. Blah 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 blah. Well, Nighthawk 70 summed it up. This game's a lot better with friends.
Yep.
And playing with you guys, I started to enjoy Terrorist Hunt.
Yep.
Despite all the issues.
Yep.
But with all that said, and the fact that I actually wanted to play it again today, but I had to get my bounties in for Destiny and then record the show.
Yeah.
It's still not enough to get me to buy the game. The fact that there's no campaign on this, supposedly that's not official, but there's been no announcement. Even IGN I was listening to them the other day. They were talking about it. And they're like, we really don't know. They asked the developer. The developer basically said, we want to focus on blah, blah, blah. But they didn't necessarily say there's no campaign. They never really truly answered it. They just kind of said, we want to focus on this other stuff. So without a campaign, with no desire for me to play PvP, the Terrorist Hunt's the only mode that I would want to do, and I would only want to do it with friends. And with all the other games coming out, and this thing being the last one, okay, when you got Call of Duty, Halo 5, we've got Star Wars Battlefront, and everything else that's currently out, and a few others that'll probably Fallout coming out. You're going to be hard pressed to find your friends to play Terrorist Hunt, so that makes it not worth $60 for me.
Right.
If they put a campaign in, that would probably completely change my mind.
Yeah,
But if
I'm reading it says was confirmed yesterday that there is no campaign.
Okay. Well, it's just I'm not buying Terrorist Hunt for $60.
And all future maps are free. Now, I didn't get too much time for my experiences. Are you done with your experiences? So I can go to mine.
Oh yeah, I rambled on enough. So.
All right, mine's quick because I really agree with a majority of the stuff you're saying. I really don't have too much to say outside of that. You know, with the siege stuff, it's like the lone wolf run and gun. I really think if you get if you get some friends, if you're playing with friends and you put it on realistic, and definitely when it comes to Terrorist Hunt and all future maps are free. You know, I could see myself playing Terrorist Hunt on realistic with my friends and wanting to clear every board and having a good time and having fun doing that. I mean, The one fun experience, I mean, and the thing is just like you can't get frustrated at the game, you know, either when you're playing, because the moment yesterday that we were all just laughing about was Nighthawk and Mark were alive. So Nighthawk and Mark were alive. Nighthawk was going down the stairs. I was dead already, so I was watching Nighthawk. Wings going down the steps. Nighthawk turns around the back, backs up or something. Turns back up.
No,
Wings.
Hold on.
Okay.
I didn't go down the steps.
Okay, you didn't go down the steps.
I was at the top of the steps. I saw him going down.
Mm-hmm.
I turned left, and I was going to start to walk to the left because I didn't think we cleared that section of the top floor.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, I see someone go like past me. And there was only two of us in the game, and Nighthawk was headed downstairs, so I instinctively fired.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as I did, I saw his name pop up, and I was like, oops, I'm sorry. And what happened, Brun?
And then, well, the thing is on Nighthawk's screen, he's getting hit, so he turns around and sees Wing and just pow, just blasts him. Kills him right then and there, and they're just laughing. And Nighthawk's like, "Oh man, I'm sorry." He's like, "I thought that you guys are." I just hear you guys laughing, and we're all just rolling because it was just like it was like a jump scare. Like, you know, you turn around and your first thing to do is to pull the trigger.
We both just pulled the trigger, and I was like, "Dude, I said I was sorry. I only nicked you." And you blasted me in the face and killed me.
Oh man,
but we were laughing. It was a good time, man.
But
it was.
I agree with the $60. Like, I can see myself playing Terrorist Hunt. Maybe some Siege if you get a good group to play with, because I would really like to play some of the defending side. I haven't really got into that. I'm going to play more tomorrow or something, or before Thursday when it's over. But Siege, I can definitely see myself wanting to play and getting up into that hard and realistic. But the problem is, they pushed out the release date into December, and I'm already going to buy other stuff. So when the game comes on sale, or I can pick it up for a cheaper price digital, that's when I'll grab it, and that's probably when I'll play it. I mean, that's the only way I can think. I mean, unless everybody at work's like, hey, we're going to stop playing Destiny, we're going to pick up Siege, and that's all we're going to play for the next month, then okay, maybe I'll do it then. But if everybody else is holding off and only one person's getting it, then I'll be holding off. So it's really depending on how much I think I'm going to be able to play with people, from there. But it is so much better, I think, with friends, with a group of people and everybody working together. That's why I like the realistic and hard, because as soon as you spawn in, people are running, jumping through walls and blowing up doors and jumping through windows and rappelling to the top of the roof, and all of a sudden everybody's all in a different place in the building, and then you just see people falling down and dropping or getting killed. It's just like, well, this isn't fun. This isn't what the game is meant to be. The game is meant to be like the original Rainbow Six. You're supposed to strategize where you're going in, what you're going to do, clearing room to room, floor to floor, and taking them out. Covering your back. I mean, all sorts of things.
Hey.
But
Brun, what did you think about? Because you rappelled up to the roof at one point, right?
yeah, I couldn't get down.
What did you think of your movement up, rappelling up? So you threw the thing up, right?
Oh, yeah.
And did you go hand over hand climbing up a rope?
Oh, I don't think so.
Or did you just have your gun in front of you and you magically
glide
an
to the
invisible
top.
elevator?
Yeah.
You just rose into the air.
Yeah, that's what
I was
did.
like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
I'm not climbing this rope. I'm just magically elevating up into the air.
Yeah,
I just magically appeared and it's like moved forward automatically onto the roof. I was like, that's the most bizarre rappel I've ever seen in any game. It was horrible.
The one fun thing that I did do is I rappelled. I remember how I got down. I rappelled down through a window and I was hanging upside down, going down. And then you can change your stance and flip around. And then I kind of jumped onto the other thing. So, but you know, I don't want to turn people off of it. I really think you have to play it and try it. Get out there and do the demo. I definitely want it. That's my thing. I want to buy it. But when I buy it is kind of the question. I really do think they messed themselves up going to December 1st. And if you want my honest opinion,
this game should have been released in if they're going to push it back, they should push it back to like next June.
And
to be honest,
you know what my thing is? I really think that they should probably delay it. I really think they should delay it and do more with it. Push it to, like you said, June or I mean, you can't push it to the beginning of next year, you know, the first quarter, because it's slammed full of stuff too.
Yeah, put it in the summertime, man.
Yeah,
where there's nothing, and then it's like, okay, I'll buy it because I got nothing else to buy.
Yeah,
you know, that's where I feel this goes, because it doesn't have the campaign, and I mean, again, it's Counter-Strike is what it is. That's what they're going for, and it's like, there's got to be other people out there than me that don't want that, that's not all they want to spend $60 on, and I don't want to. And I love Terrace Hunt. And I had fun with you guys. I was like, man, I'd love to play with you guys again tonight. But, you know, we couldn't. Yeah. And what's going to happen if you buy it? And, again, it's at the end of the season when, you know, at the busiest time of the year, and you kind of give a half of a game out. That's, I don't know. They need to do a lot of improvements. And
I think they got to knock. I mean, if they do come out December 1st, I think they got to knock the $60 tag off of it.
Yeah, I don't feel it's a $60 game.
I don't either. I don't either.
What you guys are talking about, though, it's as if this is representative of the final game. And as a beta, we really don't know what they're testing for. It could be some obscure thing that they just put in there. You know, they put this whole thing out to test, let's say, some certain part of the system, and everything else could potentially be stripped down to the bare bones. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is like the Siege. That part of the game, the 5v5, just simply doesn't interest me. Never has from day one. I found this has been a very disappointment. The only thing that turned me onto this was Terrace Hunt. It's like, sweet, I love that mode. You know, but they still have no campaign. So there's no story to play. So the only thing there is for someone like myself is Terrace Hunt, and I played it with randoms, and it just was no good. Played it with friends who were going to play it correct, then it was fun, but it still had all the issues I mentioned earlier in the show. And yes, I do know it's a beta, but this was not, to me, nowadays, and maybe my expectations are too high. Nowadays, I really don't consider these betas. I really don't, and maybe that's my fault for viewing them. Because this is the first time, like the Star Wars one, it's coming out. We're going to get a taste of it 5 weeks before launch. It's an open quote beta. This is not a beta. This is 5 weeks away. By time this thing we get this quote beta, that thing's already gone gold. They have to go gold within a week or so to get these discs pressed and out, to get the digital files up so people can start preloading. This game is basically done. Okay? This is simply testing network connections so that they can start working on their day one patch. They're not that's all it is. So to me, these betas that we're getting should be a pretty accurate reflection of the game. Maybe some tweaking, maybe some visual improvement, but this game was not fun. It took me getting with Brun and others and then the stupid stuff that happened because of issues in the game we're laughing at and we're having fun. But I think if we paid $60 and we die because of some stupid glitch in the game is there, or because the game doesn't run very smooth, I think that's that I don't know.
It sounds to me like this game might suffer from the human element, basically. Just the fact that probably the vast majority of people that get this game, that play this game, are not going to play it in the true spirit of what it was designed to be.
Oh, dude, the first games I had went so fast. I was like, this is not Rainbow Six. Why? I'm like, how could it end? I'm like, there was like 30 terrorists. It ended. You won. I was like, I didn't see anybody. I didn't see a single terrorist. Yeah. But the other guys just blew through it so fast that they're not, they were just running through. They didn't play the game as intended. It took me getting with playing a harder version, or getting with friends, and and that's the thing. Well, it's just too hard with so many games out to get your group of friends together to play.
And I think
one mode.
One other thing that actually one of the kind of disappointments that I did find, or that I do have, is that their unlocking system for all the weapons and this and that. It's like there's going to be a major grind to try to unlock everything. And, I'd rather have the ability to, if you want to lock down the characters or something like that for a while, that's one thing. But it's like, oh, you want to do this? Well, you got to buy the gun. Oh, you want this? Well, then you got to buy that scope, and then you got to buy this, and then you got to buy that, and then you got to buy this. It's like it's got the Call of Duty unlocking system, in the hard Battlefront or Battlefield hardline unlocking system, which I'm not fans of those. If you want me to get 10 kills and unlock a scope there, okay, I'll do some things like that, like a Battlefield 4 type thing. But this whole thing, like, oh, you need 1,000, or you need 2,000 credits to unlock a character. But after each round, I'm getting 80 credits. This is just not going to cut it. And that's the one thing I didn't like. So, but all right, Rob, you're going to say something.
Well,
sorry, buddy.
Yeah. So let me ask you guys this: do you think, well, based on your experiences playing with people that that are playing it, I'll say correctly, versus playing it with just an average gamer, is there something that the developer can potentially do to force people to play it correctly? I mean, or is that just an issue that can't be overcome?
I think they have something to make people play it correctly, and that is realistic. It's really up to the player, I believe, to... If you want to run and gun, you play on normal. If you want to start to work with people, kind of get away with a little bit, you can play on hard. If you want to say your team has to work together, you play on realistic. So, I mean, it's there. I mean, if somebody wants to run and gun on realistic, they're going to be dead at the beginning. They'll be watching the kill cams the rest of the round. So, I mean, and that's not fun to get killed off right away, because it could take 5, 6, 7 minutes for your, the round to be over. So,
okay.
But, that's all. But,
all right. Yeah, I think we kind of
good
ran that one into the ground.
Yeah. Well, we got
Yeah.
we got some community.
An hour
stuff.
later.
That's all right. So,
Yeah.
All right, on to the community.
Hey, and don't everybody start turning off.
Yeah.
Because we've got, especially our European listeners, stay tuned for a few more minutes because we got a special giveaway for our European listeners.
Yep.
Coming up.
So you're part of the community. Thanks for watching. We actually have a new watcher on here, or a new person checking us out today. Don't forget to favorite or follow. But if you want to be a part of the community and look like you're a part of the community, go to cafepress.com/thisxboxlife. You can send us a voicemail. You go to thisxboxlife.com, click send voicemail, follow the prompts, and boom, the voicemail is there, and you can be in the show. And we will play your voicemail just like Christoph did this week, who got entered into the contest for the Xbox Live card. So Christoph, what do you have to say or ask?
Hey guys, this is Chris, aka Christoph on Xbox. Hey, I just was wondering if you guys had a chance to see the new Halo commercial that aired during Sunday Night Football tonight. And if you have, what were your thoughts about it? I did post a link to it on the Facebook site, so you can see it if you haven't yet. Also, I was wondering if you guys had been listening to Season 2 of Hunt the Truth, the Halo podcast. And if you have, I was wondering what your thoughts were on that, too. Thanks, guys. Keep up the great work. Talk to you later.
All right. So, first question. Did you see the commercial? It was in our Facebook group. I did watch the commercial. Did you guys watch the commercial?
No.
I saw it, yeah.
Okay. Lies. That's all I got to say. It's all lies. It's lies. Somebody was even saying it in the chat on Twitch.
Propaganda?
It's propaganda. They're lies. Master Chief is not dead. He's not dead. It's lies.
But they were reporting it. They
That's
wouldn't
the-
report lies. Come on.
Well, here's the funny part about it. If you watch it and you see that he's dead and you see who's reporting it and stuff like that, and you listen to Hunt the Truth, the Halo podcast, you might know that it could possibly be lies. So, yeah, you definitely have to check it out. Actually, watch that. It's pretty good. Anybody who wants to talk bad about Master Chief, go ahead and do it in the chat, and I will ban you right away. No. Hunt the Truth podcast. I have plenty of time to listen to podcasts. Ton of time to listen to it. I know, Rob, you got a train ride. And Mark, you got a long ride from your bedroom to your office.
Yeah.
Do you have a chance to listen to podcasts any? Besides
I
ours?
do I only listen to one. I just listen to Podcast Unlocked.
Okay.
So I do listen to them every week. But that's I try to listen to the Horrible Gamers, but it's tough. I have to do that during the day when my kids are gone, and it's hard to listen during the day. So when you're working, but I do try to listen to them as well. Those guys crack me up.
Yeah, Horrible Gamers. They call me Imes, was in the chat a little bit ago. So if you guys have a chance, go to the Horrible Gamers and check out their podcast. It is not rated. Yeah, it's rated R. You can thank Jesus Walks a lot for that one. But I was actually on the show a couple weeks ago as a guest. It was a good time. I had fun. It was a fun time on there. But go check them out. Horrible Gamers with a Z, by the way. But if you do have a chance to listen to the podcast, and Rob, do you listen to Hunt the Truth?
No, I don't.
Okay, you guys have to go listen to it. So we're on season 2. It just started last week. There's like 3 episodes on season 2. Season 1, I think, was 8 to 12. I think 8. I don't know. 8 to 12 episodes, I think. They are short. They're 15, 20 minutes a piece. They're not really long, but what it is, it's a story. And if you ever saw that, there's like a spider graph or whatever those graphs are that have like lines going everywhere that kind of show everything. Like Halo 5 has this mix of what pieces of the story are coming from where. Like parts of it are coming from Fall of Reach book, parts of it are coming from this book, parts of it, the story are coming from Hunt the Truth. I mean, there's all these backstory, and Hunt the Truth is a part of the backstory a little bit when it comes to Halo 5. So you definitely want to go out there and check it out, because you may see a reference to something that you may not understand unless you listen to it. But it is really, really good. It is really good. And the only thing is, I listened to season 1 all at one time, so I didn't have to wait. And then this one here left off at a part, and I'm just like, when's the next one? When's the next one coming out? I'm like pacing. I'm like, come on, when's the next one coming out? So it's really, really good. Really good. So, but, yeah, you guys should check it out. So, yes, I do listen to it, Christoph. And, yes, I watched the commercial. Rob watched it. Wing needs to watch it. I'm sure he'll watch it after the show.
Yep.
But all I got to say is lies. They lie.
Hey,
So-
did you ever notice, like on let's say videos like this, you start off the video and then you sort of like look at the people. They're like, those are real people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just this whole CGI real actors thing kind of throws me sometimes.
Yeah.
You're expecting one, you get the other, vice versa.
Yeah. But, all right, cool. Thanks, Christoph. You're in the running. So We'll let you know a winner here in a little bit because we have, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 other people in the running. But so to send us an email and get your email read into the show, you can email us at contact@thisxboxlife, and I'm gonna let Rob take it away from there.
All right. First up, we have a message from Dead Kamikaze. You guys talked about going all digital on this week's show. I was totally on board for the first year of Xbox Live, but then Best Buy Gamers Club Unlocked went on sale for $30 for 2 years. I gave it a shot, and it changed the way that I buy games. 20% off new games and the toys to life figures. Paid it off in less than 3 games. I guess that's paid off that cost in less than 3 games. I picked up a new game for $48, plus most of the time I get bonus $10 certificates, the double reward points for my Best Buy, and I use the ShopKicks app for even more gift cards. That includes collector's editions as well. That $250 Halo edition would be $200. These companies need to offer better deals for digital purchase to entice me to go back to digital again. The amazing convenience of no discs was amazing, but I can't justify paying an extra $12 and more for it. What do you guys think?
I'll pay for the no disc amazement convenience.
Yeah. So you're right. I mean, he completely right. When if you're buying a lot of games and you're saving that much money per game, I mean that's huge savings.
Significant.
Yeah, like within 2 or 3, 4 games, you got another game. So I can definitely see what you're saying, and I agree. With that. To me though, with what I hope comes in the future with Xbox and the ability to possibly share with my friends, I see that only happening in a digital world. And to me, at that point, I will be saving tons of money, $60 most likely in some cases, if I could share my game with my friend. If he buys one, I buy one, and so on and so forth. Of course, that all depends on if you both play at the same time and so on and so forth. But I do understand. But the convenience to me is I have every one of my games I can carry on one hard drive. I don't have to carry a bunch around. But and I'm also kind of prepping for the future, and I'm hoping here shortly, digital games get to be a little bit cheaper. So
I think too. I mean, and I apologize. I was talking in the chat and looking something else up. Maybe you said this. Did you mention if you're digital and you do game sharing?
Well,
because I mean, you can get a game for free there, and then you can buy basically or think about it. If you get a good friend and you both like alternate what you buy, then you buy half the games you normally would buy. Your friend buys the other half, and you're saving, a lot of money.
Right.
So, I mean, that's kind of another flip side if you do that. So, but I get why, I get it. These stores are, got some good deals. So it's just, I think it doesn't really matter. It's kind of what each person wants to do. Democulus is all about physical media because he's a collector. Then we have a lot of people that like to have that disc on the shelf. They like to see it. It is weird that I look at my shelf and there's nothing for Xbox One. But I can't even count. There's so many games in my library that I bought. They're all digital. But so some people like to have that stuff to show. I've just really enjoyed the convenience of it, and I had to decide at the beginning of the console cycle, what am I going to do? And it was the fact of not having to swap discs that I'm like, I'm going to try this, and I really don't regret it. I actually had Rock Band 4. It was going to be my first physical copy. They just came out with a digital version, and I was able to buy the wireless adapter by itself for like $10, so my old guitars can work on the game. Yep. So I immediately went in. I went to Amazon, canceled my physical copy order, and then here's the thing of that too. By canceling that, I was supposed to get 35 songs as a pre-order bonus, and then the digital copy only gives me 12 songs. So I'm losing out on songs, but I don't care. I wanted Rock Band in digital. I want all my games in digital at this point. I really don't want to put a disc in. I've had discs get ruined because the box got moved, or so I had my kids ruin them. They can't even play Skylanders Giants. That thing got just gouged by the drive, which still blows my mind. It's just light. What the heck gouged the crap out of it? But I like digital. I just have really gotten to the point where I don't want a physical copy, and if I take my box, if I travel and I'm going out of town, I just take the box with me. I don't have to take a stack of games like I had to do on my 360. It's like, okay, what do I want to play this week while I'm on the road? I'll take this game and this game and this game. Well, now I can play any game because as long as I'm on the internet at the hotel and plugged in, boom. So there's a lot of convenience in different ways. But again, I think, for collectors out there and stuff that this guy's talking about, if you can get really good deals and it comes to money, that does speak volumes.
Yeah.
I have the ability to pay full price, and to me, it's worth it for that convenience. But I do want to see some deals, and I'm seeing stuff come down. I think we're seeing digital versions of stuff. They got stuff every day. There's something new. If you go and look on your dashboard and you go into the deals, seems like that thing's changing all the time.
Right.
I know it's every week they got new stuff.
Yeah, every week.
Yeah.
But I have seen stuff change. You just all of a sudden one day there's just something new there. I'm like, well, that wasn't there yesterday. There's something new. So it's getting there. There's ways to save money. Like if you do the digital game sharing, you can save a ton of money that way. Mm-hmm. But
I think a big part of if you're going to be gaming and doing digital, the way to save is not to get stuff on release day, which for some people may or may not be okay. Because I was just looking today at the deals. Like they had Batman was like 30 or 40% off. That's a pretty good deal, for that game. And even the season pass was discounted. Although that thing was expensive to begin with.
Yeah.
But so it brought it down to like normal price. But I understand the whole physical media versus digital thing, because I think I mentioned last show or the one before where I initially started buying physical media just because I wanted a discount. And now for the couple of games that I've got on physical media, I'm actually contemplating getting them all on digital format so I can get rid of the discs, just because I don't want to keep those discs. Right. You just get so spoiled by, you want to play this game, you just start it. I mean, that's what we're used to on our phones. Just imagine what your phone experience would be if anytime you wanted to do something else on it, like if you want to play Clash of Clans, you had to put in a little cartridge.
Right.
Or something. I mean, and you carry around your cartridges and you lose them. I mean, it just, we're just used to starting stuff immediately. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the type of consumer market that's been created. You want to watch TV, you just start the show, you binge watch it. You just hit play. You don't have to find a disc because it's on Netflix or on video on demand. The apps on the phones, well, the consoles are going that way too. And now we've got the bandwidth, we've got the technology where it is possible. And like I said, the monetary thing, it's hard to argue against, but you need to decide.
Yep.
One way or another. I think it's actually worse to have to go back and forth. You know what I mean? Where if you're used to putting discs into place, so if you get physical almost for everything, you're used to switching that disc. You did not make the leap into the digital only experience. Mm-hmm. But if it would probably be tougher for somebody that's skirting the line and they're doing both, where you got all these digital ones and you got all these physical ones, and you have to keep switching how you act with every game. But anyway,
yep.
Let's keep rolling. I think we pretty much covered that one, right?
We seriously got to get rolling, guys.
Yep.
We are running out of time.
Nighthawk 70 writes in, hi guys, I kind of have a two-part question. We have all played games for various amounts of length and time. Some we've played through the story many times over and over. Some games, when we finish playing, we never look back. Others keep us coming back. Which game has you coming back for more, even after you accomplish the goal, once or more than once? And then would you be able to go back to that game today? What do you guys think?
That's tough.
Diablo 3 is a game where I've beat it like so many times, but each time you beat it, you just start over and you got your character at the same level. It just gets harder. And then you have your different characters and stuff. So I would say Diablo 3 was one of the big ones where I played it. Because I even played on PC, and then I went to console, and I actually played it with Nighthawk 70. I mean, I'm wondering when he was writing this question if he had Diablo 3 in mind. You know, Destiny's another one. I mean, if you think about it, if you beat all the raids and everything, and you just keep going back and doing it. And then, obviously, a lot of Battlefield. A lot of Battlefield for me. Unfortunately, I wouldn't go back to any old Battlefield games. I would stick to, like, Battlefield 4. But I definitely could play Diablo 3 again. PC and console. I could definitely go back to it. The game's so much fun. Such a good game. So, but what about you guys?
I would say Gra 2. If yeah, and not, and it would be for co-op though. If we had a group of 6 people want to do some Gra 2 DLC, the co-op missions, I would absolutely have no problem putting that back in and playing and spending a whole night with people. Absolutely love that game. Other than that, it's like I want to say Rock Band because I'm so excited. Rock Band, we're what, just a week away from Rock Band 4. And that one essentially is the same game. I mean, all of them, you know, they might add a few things here or there, but it's still the same game, and I absolutely love it. My wife is even excited for it.
Awesome.
Rock Band. So Rock Band is something that is, you just don't get tired of it. You know, it's music, it's fun. I'm so excited to play it again, and my wife is as well. So I would say those are the two that I can go back for more and more. And I would say currently Diablo 3 is doing that because I get in every day just to basically repeat bounties, but it's still fun. And you know, so yeah, I would say those would be the 3, but 2 of them, yeah, one of them's old that I could go back to, and the other 2 are current.
Yeah.
So, how about it, Rob?
For me, this would have to be a game that basically doesn't have you invested in it. And what I mean by that is just something that you can just pick up and play for a short amount of time, however long you have, whether it's half an hour or more, whatever. You can get in and you can have that fun experience, and then you can get back out. So for me, driving games are perfect for this, or maybe even something like Geometry Wars, just games without like a big, you know, you don't have that storyline, you know, where it's more of like a one-off experience than something more drawn out. So for me, perfect examples would be like, going back to a game that I just loved back in the day, like Blur. I mean, we talked about this one not too long ago, I think. Fantastic game. You could just sit down, you could play it for a short amount of time or for a couple hours and not have to struggle like, okay, what was I doing before? Where am I? What was my objective? How did I even get here? You know? So something maybe more abstract.
Gotcha.
So that's what I'm saying.
All right.
All right.
Well, thanks for the question.
Yep. And then next one is from Nintendo79. Do you think Microsoft will ever allow Xbox One streaming to non-Microsoft devices such as Android and iOS?
Huh. Well, it's a Windows 10 thing, right? Because they have full control over all of it?
Yeah, at least that's how they explained it.
Yeah. I'd have to say no, but I mean, I guess it all... I mean, the Xbox, they have the Smart Glass apps on all the devices, but not the new Xbox app. So I would probably say no.
At least up
I,
front.
I don't understand the point of it though, because the streaming is really to play
Right.
like an Xbox One game playing it. So if you got one Xbox in your family room, the family wants to watch something, you can stream that game to your PC and still play while the family watches TV.
Right.
You wouldn't play a game on a Android or iOS device, or even a Windows phone.
Well,
So
I'm thinking. Well, and also I'm thinking when he says iOS or Android, I mean you could be talking Apple TV. You could be talking. Amazon Fire runs on Android, and they have a controller for their gaming experience. But I would have to say no. I mean, I guess the only thing I can think of is maybe if they did OS X, so you could do it on a Mac. But as far as handheld devices and stuff, I would probably say no.
Yeah, I think the question is more geared towards how that one service used to be. OnLive?
On live,
Was that it? Because that you could stream to just about anything, right?
yeah.
yeah, but that
Yeah.
that was watching it though, right? I
That
mean,
was
you weren't
playing,
you weren't
playing it.
playing a game on your phone, right? And if you're gonna watch something, so I was trying to figure out his question. Is it strictly for gaming? Because my understanding, you cannot stream TV to your Windows 10 PC. It won't let you. I actually tried it by accident the other day, and it denies you you cannot do that. So
Yeah.
you can't stream. All you can stream is games.
Yeah, yeah. No,
So
I'm
I don't
thinking
see the
that's
point of that.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's what he means by that. So
And streaming for the purpose of playing it on another system, and you would not play it on that device. I can't imagine playing
Yeah.
something on my phone. Yeah, you could use the controller because I don't have a controller hooked to my PC. My PC's in the same room as my Xbox, so it's connected to the Xbox, and I'm watching it on my TV, or on my PC monitor. But I would not. No way could I do that on a tiny little phone screen. But
Yeah.
no.
Okay. All right. And then last question is from Seagard 3003. How do you feel about delayed games? Cough, The Division, cough.
if it means that it gives them time to fix it, make it better, not broken, I'm okay with it. I do have that kind of little bit of that rule. It's kind of like, well, once it gets delayed 3 times, then it's like, uh-oh, I really have to be cautious about it. Doesn't mean I won't buy it, but it really puts a red flag up for me. But I don't mind if they delay games. I'd rather have them delay it than, deliver me a broken one like Battlefield 4 was at first.
True, and my only real complaint is that they announce a game 3 years in advance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather just say, hey, show it at E3 and say this will be out within the next 12 months. I think they need to. That's what I prefer. Show me
Yeah.
what's coming out in the next 12 months. Then if you have a delay, okay, that's better. But when you had announced it 3 years ago, and now you're like, oh, we're going to delay it again. Oh, we got to delay it again. Now we got to delay it again. It's like, I've just lost interest. I don't even care anymore because you got me excited 3 years ago for this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, if you
that's
look at-
what I have an issue with.
Yeah, if you look at E3 and look at Bethesda, right? They announced Fallout 4 the week before E3, and then they showed it at E3, and it's coming out this year.
Yeah, Bethesda did great. That's the way it should be.
And I agree. That's the way I think it should be too. And it's just like even E3 in general. I've always said like I like when they come out in E3 and they talk about what's coming out this year and what's coming out in the spring. Basically, what's coming out between this E3 and next E3. That's what you should concentrate on.
Yep.
I don't like, even Microsoft did it. They talked about Gears of War 4 and that stuff. But, at least there isn't the, hey, here's a Final Fantasy remake for coming out in 3 years from now. You'll get to see it at the next 3 E3s and you'll win all 3 E3s because you mention it. But, yeah. All right. Is that it for our questions and everything?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. So I'll let you guys work on picking the winner or randomly doing the random generator for the winner while I talk about how you can follow us on Twitter, which is twitter.com/thisxboxlife, and also our Facebook group, which is 400 plus strong, a lot of conversations, always busy. That's facebook.com/groups/this Xbox Life. And before we go on to new games this week, do we have a winner? Do I have to give you a number, I guess, and you're going to random generate it?
That's good.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there 5 people total? 1.
There's
2,
5,
3,
yes.
4, 5.
4
Random
emails
generation.
and 1 voicemail.
What's that?
So, Rob, you do your random
1 through 5?
1 through 5.
And the winner is number 3.
Let's see. 1, 2. Nighthawk 70. Right? Is that how you guys have it?
Well,
I
I have
don't
number
know how
3,
you're.
whatever.
I don't know how you're doing it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's Nighthawk 70.
All right, Nighthawk 70.
I
Yay!
counted right down the list the way it is in our script and
Okay.
picked the third one in the list. So,
All right. Well, real quick before we go into announcements, we have a giveaway. So Nighthawk, I'll shoot you the code through Xbox Live since you're on my friends list. I will shoot you a code. I'll probably get it to you today. For our European listeners, I have a giveaway for you. So next week, I want our friends from Europe to leave us a voicemail or an email. I don't care either way. Just write in and ask a question. Leave us a comment or, say how amazing we are. I don't care. Make sure you leave us your gamer tag and make sure you spell it correctly. Even if you're doing a voicemail, you have to type in your gamer tag. So make sure you give it to us correctly. The gift this is for an Amazon.uk gift card. I can't control. This is for all our European listeners using our affiliate link through Amazon.uk. So this is where this is coming from. So this is completely going right back to you guys, every penny of it. It's a gift card for 27.75 British pounds. I don't know how to say that. To me, it would be $27.75, but it's not U.S. dollars. It equates out to $42.18 in U.S. dollars. So I don't. To me, that's pretty cool. That's more than double what we're giving away over here to our U.S. listeners, which is awesome because our European listeners have been kind of left out.
right.
But that's beyond our control. So we're trying, but we finally got a Amazon UK gift card to give away. Again, 27.75 British pounds. I guess that's what the UK uses. So if you so this is for European only, or anybody that does shop through Amazon.uk using pounds. All you gotta do is, again, voicemail, email. Next week we'll announce a winner.
Cool.
All right, excellent.
All right. Rob, what do we have for games?
All right, for this week, we've got a couple of things for the Xbox One. First off, Overlord, Fellowship of Evil is coming out on Tuesday, the 29th. And I'm actually interested in checking this one out because I loved the original Overlord on the original Xbox. And that was probably going back, 8-9 years ago, something like that. But that game was awesome. Don't know too much about this one, but we'll see. Then Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5, also coming out the same day. NBA Live 16, also on the 29th. And then Toto Temple Deluxe coming out on the 30th. This is an indie game. Looks like it originally came out like 2 years ago, and now it's going to be on Xbox One. And that is all that we have for this week. Doesn't look like there's anything for the 360 that's worth mentioning here. And then, Games with Gold were announced. So it's the tail end of September here. So beginning of October gives us a couple of new options here for our gaming goodness, I guess. Xbox One gives us Valiant Hearts, which is an awesome, awesome game that is going to be free for the full month of October. And then this was kind of a surprise to me. In the second half of October, October 16th, you're getting The Walking Dead, the complete first season. It's a little bit of an older game, but it's the first full season, not just the first episode of the season. For Xbox 360, a Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes is going to be available on October 1st. I think this was given to Xbox One this month or this month? Earlier this month?
Oh, yeah.
Last month, yeah. And then they're also getting for 360 The Walking Dead first full season.
Yep.
And that's Games with Gold for October. Then just once again, we mention this every show. Make sure to use the Amazon affiliate link that we have on our website. You can find that at thisxboxlife.com and click on the big Amazon logo on the right-hand side of the page there and click through that each and every time you make a purchase on Amazon. Doesn't cost you anything extra. And then it helps us with the show a little bit, server costs and such. And we give that right back to you guys as well in the way of gift cards like we did today. So make sure to use that each and every time. And if you're on iTunes, please do us a favor, rate us 5 stars out there, do a little review of us. That helps us become a featured show on the iTunes store. So please go ahead and do that. And I believe that's it. We got to wrap this up.
Yeah. Yep. Well, that is it. That's pretty much wrapping it up.
That's it.
Yep. Thanks for joining us on Sunday. Again, we are on Sundays for good for now on. Until it has to change, it could change at some point. But from this point forward on Sundays, 10 p.m. Eastern. So we will see you next Sunday. Make sure to watch Facebook and stuff in case we're doing any other giveaways here in the coming week for the next show. But I think that's about it. Thanks for joining us. Had fun. And I'll see you next week. With that, I am Brun, BJ Swick 33.
This is Rob, also known as Prusa. Thanks for listening, everybody. Catch y'all next week on Sunday.
And I'm Mark, a.k.a. Wingman709, taking off.